this truck following me.
Whole house is gone, guys.
Some footsteps.
Take me back to old Yazoo. Everything up here is new. I can't stand it, just must land it.
Chelsea Maxine is a solo traveler and content creator who documents her experience living out of her vehicle after a major life shift. Her YouTube channel provides an unfiltered look at van life, particularly through the lens of a single woman navigating unfamiliar territory with little more than a camera and her instincts. In this video, Chelsea recounts her first night sleeping in her car, an experience that began with hope and independence, but quickly turned into a night of escalating fear. After losing her home and moving everything she owned into storage, Chelsea hit the road with her two small pets in tow, a Pomeranian and a cat. Her plan was to take a short trip to build confidence and remind herself that she was capable of living this new lifestyle. She hoped that a peaceful night parked under the stars would be her first real step toward freedom, but things didn't unfold that way.
You guys, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. I'm really hoping this Walgreens is open. It looks like it. And what do I need? What do I need? I need to take my wallet just in case they want me to buy something to use the restroom, which hopefully they don't, because I cannot hold it up. Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta go. I'm trying to put the dollar bills in my wallet and they won't go in. Oh, I need my keys too. That's what I need. Oh, I needed my mask. Oh my gosh, I need too many things. Where's my mask? It's right here. Oh my gosh, I've had to go. You guys, I'm not kidding. I've had to go for like the last hour.
After a long drive, Chelsea made a quick stop at a Walgreens to use the restroom and grab a few essentials. Back behind the wheel, she turned onto a dark, nearly deserted back road, with no headlights ahead of her or behind, and Halloween decorations hanging from roadside trees. The atmosphere was unsettling. One particular decoration, a ghost-like figure swaying from a tree, caught her off guard, briefly making her believe she'd just witnessed something otherworldly.
So at this point in the trip, I got really tired. I researched different places that I could park at and spend the night. I ended up choosing this particular parking lot because it was deemed very safe. So at least most people said parking lots at this business were safe. It didn't mean that this particular one was safe. So I was still a little iffy about it because I wasn't sure. But I was so exhausted, I needed to pull over and sleep somewhere. So as soon as I did, that's when I seen this truck pull in. And if you watched the last episode, you know that there was somebody following me and it got really scary and sketchy. And is this the same person? I don't know, but it really seemed like it, and it seemed pretty sketch. So
Despite her nerves, Chelsea pressed on until she arrived at a parking lot that was listed online as a safe overnight option for RV and van dwellers. She chose it based on reviews that suggested others had slept there without issue. But safety is relative, and perception can change quickly.
oh, please don't be a truck. Is that a truck? It is a freaking truck. Oh my god. I kept noticing this truck following me, and it followed me all the way on. Oh jeez Louise, I was scared. Still, it's like chilling. What is it doing? And why would it come down here like, unless it's going to McDonald's? No, it's not. What the heck? I hate this. I hate this. I literally thought where I was at was going to be a safe place to just sleep because they allow RV people and van life people to sleep here. Okay, we're going to have to see if he comes back. was gonna get into the back of my vehicle, but I'm just gonna wait it out because I don't like this. I noticed a truck was still following me.
Soon after pulling in, a truck entered the lot and slowly cruised by. At first, it seemed like nothing, but the vehicle circled again and again. With each pass, it became more apparent that this wasn't a random visit. Chelsea couldn't shake the feeling that it was the same truck that had been tailing her earlier in the trip. Despite changing locations, this vehicle had somehow followed her across town or further.
Wait, is that the truck again? Seriously, I am so frustrated. Alright, I'm gonna put my chair. Oh, I can't put it back. Fuck. I was completely fine with this until it looks like the truck turned around and is coming back through the light. I don't know. I guess I should check this way too. It is a truck coming right on down this way again.
She considered climbing into the back of her car to settle in, but something stopped her. Instead, she remained in the driver's seat, quietly watching. She kept her lights off, her phone down, her presence hidden. The truck eventually pulled away, only to return minutes later, headlights illuminating her windows. Still, no one approached, no one honked. The vehicle simply passed by again, slower this time. After this experience, every instinct told her to leave, but her exhaustion clouded her judgment. She waited, trying to make sense of what was happening. Eventually, she made the decision to find a new place to park for the night, somewhere less exposed, even if it wasn't as well reviewed.
I'm so tired. I don't think I'm gonna live stream because then I'd have to turn on a light. And I don't have any curtains in here yet. So if I shine my light around, people are gonna know that someone's in here. And I don't want that. But also if they look in here, they can see me. So that's a little freaky, but I'm trying not to be freaked out. I mean, people did say to tape up trash bags. Maybe I should do that. Do I have any tape? I think I do. That would honestly be a way better situation to do that. And then I could actually live stream. Maybe I'll do that. Because I just don't like that people can actually look in here. I don't like that at all. I need to muster up the energy to get up and just do it. Because my safety is more important than me sleeping right now. Time to get up and duct tape some trash bags onto the windows. This is what it looked like when I finished taping the trash bags up. Looks pretty, not great.
Her second location felt slightly more secure, though not by much. There were no streetlights, and she didn't want to risk being spotted by anyone who might be watching. To shield herself from prying eyes, she taped black trash bags over the windows with duct tape. It was a temporary fix, crude but effective. She didn't care about appearances, she only cared about staying safe. Despite the fear, fatigue eventually overtook her. She fell asleep surrounded by makeshift blackout coverings. It wasn't the restful night she had hoped for, but she made it through. In a single night, Chelsea learned a hard but valuable truth. Freedom comes with risk, and the open road isn't always welcoming. What did you think of this encounter? Let me know your thoughts. Before moving to the next encounter, I just want to take this moment to thank and congratulate you all because we have crossed 50,000 subscribers. Our 50K special free surprise was revealed, and almost all of you seem to love it. I'm beyond blessed to have you as community, and I'm more committed than ever to bring you the best and most entertaining videos possible. I aim to take this channel to #1, and I will do that no matter what. So, subscribe and enjoy the show. Our next goal is 100,000 subscribers before August. Once we reach that, I'll reveal another awesome surprise for you all. Now back to the video. Uploaded on March 7th, 2022, this video from the Tyler Wood camping channel captures what should have been a typical truck camping trip until it became a full-blown survival situation. Set in the open countryside of Iowa, Tyler and his friend Marvin had planned to enjoy a relaxing night at Yellowbanks Campground. One would stay in a hot tent while the other tested out a truck setup. But then, light rain started and scattered clouds rapidly transformed into something far more violent.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am out here at the beautiful campgrounds known as Yellowbanks. I come here quite a bit actually. I did some few modifications to the truck, as you guys are going to see. Everything's still not complete. I learned on going on each adventure that I'm going to keep adjusting the sleeping quarters that's going to work best for me. So I did do a little bit of modification. Here's kind of the outside view of it. It was storming, raining pretty bad. It said it was going to rain all night, but I don't think it's going to, but hey, bonus if it does. And here we go, we got the back. As you can see, I did add some carpet. I don't think that light setup's going to actually work, so I still might have to find out, try to get some different lights. But I did add carpet to the top. It's not all complete yet, like that corner's not complete, nothing down on the window. But yeah, so I did add the carpet on top and on the bottom. If you guys are curious how I did that, because I got a quote, it was like $900 to add carpet to the topper and to the bed of the truck, and I did it for 40 bucks. He's gonna have his little setup over here, and I'll be sleeping out the back of my truck. Tonight's meal, we're gonna make SOS, or I don't know if this is the correct term, but my grandma would always call it shit on a shingle. So we're gonna make shit on a shingle, SOS, chip beef, some people call it. We're gonna make that tonight, and then in the morning we're gonna make some scrambled eggs and bacon burritos. And of course, all that wouldn't be complete without some of the Fowler's Makery of Mischief spicy chipotle sauce. And we do have that bottle, that $700 bottle of the Macallan 18. It's an 18-year-old Scotch whiskey. We're gonna go ahead and bust that out, because I forgot, as part of the last video where I paid off the Jeep, we were gonna celebrate. I didn't even get around to it. So we're gonna be taking a few shots of that tonight.
Tyler had just finished showcasing the modifications he made to the interior of his truck bed, adding carpet, organizing his gear, and preparing dinner. Plans for the evening included cooking a comfort meal, reviewing a new drink, and enjoying a peaceful night outside. But as the sky began to shift from gray to a deep, ominous hue, everything changed.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. Our phones are going off saying that we're in a tornado warning right now. Woo, it's about to get interesting tonight. Yes, sir. If you're not from the Midwest, you wouldn't understand, but we love tornadoes. We don't get scared. We don't run away. We go out and we chase them. We show them who's the boss. This is our turf. It's our block, right? So yeah, throw them up. Throw them up.
It's our hood.
It's our hood, right? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but tornado sirens are going off now, which is surprising. You know, it's not really surprising this time of year. I mean, the other day it was like 65 degrees out. Day before that was like 20 degrees. So weather fluctuating like that, hot cold, perfect brewing temps for a tornado. So, but then again, don't listen to me. I'm not no meteorologist or whatever the hell they're called. I'm just this guy enjoys the outdoors. Alright, so most of this video is probably going to be hard to hear me, because we got one of the tornado sirens right over here. It's really loud, so I figured we probably should start making dinner now, in case something were to happen. So yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me during this part. This was not planned, by the way, but makes for good content. I mean, kind of put you on the edge of your seat. We're not too worried. We got a couple fields back here. The main road through there. We'll find our way out if we get in center of a situation where we have to leave in a hurry. So everything's kind of still put up on my truck, and so if we do have to hurry up and throw stuff in the back and then take off in case if a tornado does come, we are ready.
Suddenly, phones began buzzing with tornado warnings. Then, within minutes, the tornado sirens kicked in. Still, nothing in the sky looked urgent, at least not yet. The team pressed on, continuing to prep their meal under the assumption that the storm would pass. But as the temperature dropped and the wind picked up, it became clear they were sitting in the path of something dangerous.
Alright, we might have to abandon. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, it's coming. Gotta leave the food behind. Come on, let's go.
South of Highway G24 and R57, very specific location.
Ooh, that was crazy.
Here in Norwalk, that is part of the apparent tornado path. So again, starting to talk about damage in.
Oh man, his shelter's gone.
In Norwalk, several houses. We haven't gotten a sense of what that damage is yet. But one is going to start wondering if we're going to start seeing windows blown out.
Well, we just lost dinner. I was gonna make SOS for you guys, but yeah, this is crazy.
The National Weather Service in Des Moines has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Lucas County.
That's right where we're at right now. We're in Des Moines.
Eastern Decatur County in south central Iowa, northwestern Wayne County in south central Iowa, southeastern Clark County in south central Iowa until 6 p.m. At 5:22 p.m., a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 13 miles northwest of Corydon, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Expected hazards included a damaging tornado. Tornadic debris has been confirmed by radar. The following impacts are expected. You are in a life-threatening situation.
That's crazy. Now we gotta try to salvage what's left of camp. Dinner tonight is no longer gonna be SOS. As you guys saw me making it. I mean, yeah, it got a little dark out, but all of a sudden that storm just came out of nowhere. I mean, those winds had to be, I don't even know, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Super crazy. Everything's lost. As you can see, the whole campsite's just gone. We gotta start trying to find out exactly where everything is. There's 3 tornadoes on the ground. I mean, this is wild. There's our dinner sitting right there. We gotta pick up all this trash that we had accumulated on our campground. Storm or no storm, you know, pick up after yourself.
The sirens blared louder, winds roared from every direction, and the tornado hit. The moment was chaotic. Gear was launched through the air. Marvin's tent was ripped from the ground and torn apart. Tyler's stove and cooking supplies were scattered across the woods. Dinner plans were obliterated in seconds. The wind, estimated at 60 miles per hour or more, tore through the campsite like a freight train, flipping branches, collapsing shelters, and making escape routes nearly impassable.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta start trying to find everything, so. All right, love you. Be safe.
I do too. Always.
Bye.
Bye.
Had to give a quick update to the wife, let her know we just kind of survived a tornado. This is wild. Whole campsite's gone, man. I mean, I can replace this. It's not, you know, the end of the world. I'm not gonna put anyone in safety at first, but siren just going back off again. Like I said, there's 3 confirmed tornadoes on the ground. And to be honest, as crazy as that was, I still don't want to leave. I want to stay in and hunker it down. This one's for you, Steve. This thing's melted down. I was going to show you guys earlier too. This is the hail that was coming down as well. It was a little bit bigger than this, not by much, maybe like half the size of a golf ball, but yeah, crazy.
The tornado didn't just graze the area, it cut through it, leaving behind a wreckage of trees, debris, and overturned vehicles. The campsite was left nearly unrecognizable. Tyler's truck took a hit, and Marvin's setup was completely gone. While assessing the damage, more warnings came through. 3 confirmed tornadoes were still on the ground nearby, prompting another wave of evacuations. Despite the shock, Tyler took a moment to contact loved ones, letting them know he was safe. The camp was destroyed, but they had survived. Still, with the situation growing more dangerous by the minute, they had no choice but to evacuate. The plan shifted from camping to simply getting out alive.
All right, so he's heading out, not to abandon camping tonight, but yeah, so here's what the tornado did. I think that was already there, that cut. But knocked all these branches up and over, flooded this whole area. We're just on our way to go up to Burger King, go get some food since our dinner is out spread all across the woods. And we got, I mean, look at this. Damage everywhere. Oh my gosh, look at that. The whole base of that tree came down from top of that. Yeah. Oh, and it blew the gate and hit his truck too.
Pretty good, man.
Yellow banks.
Tree landed right on this house.
Oh, look at that house.
Oh, no way.
Oh, perfect, love.
Here, let me get this on video.
Yeah.
I'll call you back.
Oh my gosh. This whole house is gone, guys. Whole house is gone. Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back and show you guys everything that happened, but there's a couple trucks flipped over on the side of the road over there. And the rain's coming down hard again right now, as you can see.
As they drove away, the scope of the tornado's destruction came into focus. Trees were snapped at the base, roads were blocked, entire structures, including a nearby house, had been leveled. Overturned trucks lined the roadside, even nearby ponds and paths were flooded or obstructed with branches, evidence of the storm's sheer force. Tyler's truck, though damaged, managed to push through. Once they reached town, they regrouped at a Burger King. The entire experience, from calm setup to chaotic flight, lasted under an hour, but its impact was lasting. There were no paranormal encounters, no mysterious figures, no unexplained lights, just wind, rain, and raw force. And sometimes that's all it takes. Welcome to the Woods UK is a bushcraft and wild camping channel led by a solo outdoorsman who prefers doing things the hard way, living off the land, processing his own food, and camping deep in the English woodlands with minimal gear. In his latest video, he heads into the woods for a 24-hour solo overnighter with the goal of hunting his own dinner and testing out a new lightweight shelter. But what he captures in the process might be something far more unusual than he expected.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me back in the woods once again. We're going to be staying in a low profile shelter in the middle of the woods for 24 hours, hunting my own dinner hopefully. I am going to have to be a bit careful with these cartridges though today. I've only brought 4 out with me, so my shooting really will depend on whether I go hungry or not tonight. Sometimes it is nice just come out with minimal gear. It makes things a little less stressful, I believe. Right, so that's one in the bag, and to be honest with you, if it is just the one that I get, I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to the animal. It's the hard bit over. Process it now, and I shall put it with my noodles. So we're going to have a pigeon chow mein.
The trip starts with only 4 shotgun cartridges. He knows that what he eats depends on his aim. He manages to down a pigeon early on and quickly begins the process of plucking and cleaning the bird. His plan for dinner is simple: combine it with instant noodles and cook it over an open fire. But what makes this particular trip stand out isn't the meal or the shelter. It's what happened earlier in the day.
So now the water's on the boil, I can have 5 minutes chat. The creature that I caught on my mobile phone whilst out walking with the family, obviously it is an animal of some description. It's big and it is a dark colour. Obviously it was a complete disaster this morning trying to drone footage it. The drone got crashed and lost for a little while. But yeah, I mean, the size of it, the way it moved in that slight, it was very, very jiggly, the footage, because it was so far away. All I had was mobile. I was trying to zoom in and the sunlight was reflecting onto my phone. I couldn't see a lot, so it was up and down. But what I did get, I'm grateful for, because had I not got any sort of footage of it, no one would have ever probably believed that I see it. But the kids made a little bit of noise, and eventually it left. It went through the other side of the field. But that's why I'm camping here tonight. We're a stone's throw from that field. This is a place I camp regular. So yeah, I've strategically already put out a couple of trail cams, so hopefully they may bring something. Obviously trail cams have brought some funny things up in the woodlands that I've caught on many trail camera down in the big forest before. But yeah.
While out walking with his family near a field not far from camp, he saw something large, dark, fast, too far off to identify clearly, but he managed to catch a brief clip of it on his mobile phone. The footage is shaky and distant, made worse by sunlight reflecting off the screen, but it clearly shows a large animal moving across the landscape. According to him, it didn't move like a fox or a dog. It was far bigger, smoother, more deliberate, and once the children made some noise, the animal vanished into the tree line. The sighting stuck with him. That's why he chose this particular site to camp, only a stone's throw from where he saw the creature. He placed trail cameras nearby in hopes of catching a clearer image.
Just before it does get too dark, I'm going to get myself into position with the night vision goggles in that field where we captured that creature on camera. See what's going on during the night. But I'm going to have to turn this camera off and the light off before I get there, otherwise obviously I'm going to give myself away. I definitely don't think it was a fox, and there's definitely no dogs that should be over in that area poaching or not poaching. It didn't look like a dog to me. There should be no dogs over here whatsoever. For the size and length of that animal, it definitely wasn't a fox, not in my opinion. So I'm just on my way back into camp now. There's nothing about, obviously, as we thought. You don't get lucky twice, do you? So I'm going to go back and enjoy the rest of my campfire and my evening up here. The wind is still pretty high, but yeah, we'll just hope that the rain holds off. We're not due any, but like I say, we're in the UK and you can never guarantee the weather. So see you in a minute back at camp.
As night falls, wind picks up, blowing leaves into the entryway. Armed with the night vision goggles, he heads back out into the field after dark to see if the creature returns. He moves slowly, keeping his camera off to avoid giving himself away. The terrain is familiar, and visibility is low, but he sees nothing. The field is quiet, no eye shine, no movement, just wind and darkness. Eventually, he returns to camp, admitting that sightings like this rarely happen twice. Still, the experience has clearly left an impression. There's no definitive proof of what he saw, and he makes no bold claims. But for those familiar with the UK's long-standing reports of black panthers, pumas, and other large cats roaming rural areas, the footage, however unclear, adds to a growing body of anecdotal evidence. These sightings often come from farmers, hikers, and hunters in remote regions, and they all describe the same thing: a large, dark feline moving silently through the countryside, never leaving more than a glimpse behind. Whether the creature was a misidentified animal, an exotic pet gone feral, or something else entirely, we'll never know. But what I can know is your thoughts on this video, so let them be known in the comments. On April 13th, 2025, this footage was uploaded by the UK-based camping channel Grizzly Gaz. Gaz, accompanied by his loyal dog Fendi, sets out into the hills after a long absence from filming. He just wanted to find peace, enjoy the scenery, and clear his head. But by the end of the night, it becomes clear that something, whether a person or presence, might have had other plans.
So we're finally out, and as you can see, Fendi's enjoying herself. He's such an idiot. How long is it since I last did a video? A couple of months, isn't it? Now I just really just need to get out and get away from it all. And I really hope that nothing weird happens tonight, because I just need to be out in a bit of solace. Come on, mate, you can do it. Come here, mate, you got turd hanging out your ass. And as you can see, absolutely glorious out. But I've waited until 6 o'clock at night to come out, because obviously it's too warm for Fendi. It's been about 20 degrees Celsius today, -1 tonight.
Nuts, isn't it? Hey up, what's this? Someone's little shelter. There's loads of these structures up here. They were all built by navvies when they were building the reservoirs. There's reservoirs all over here, dotted about everywhere. Look, this is where one of them's been mined out, or that might have even been a dwelling there. Another dwelling there. All these, that would have been a dwelling there. All these walls here, look, dry stone walls. All little villages and that dotted about up here up on moors. Absolutely love it up here.
The location is classic for Gaz, remote, windswept moorland with sprawling views and crumbling remnants of old stone dwellings. These ruins, once homes to the workers who built nearby reservoirs, dot the hillside like ancient scars. As he wanders through the old villages and dry stone walls, the ruins feel timeless but also oddly alive, as if something still lingers among the rocks.
Yeah, so I might have to find somewhere a bit different. Mind you, it is a bit early. There's another corridor into some more dwellings, another little village. This would be my preferred spot with this view out over here. And the sun will rise, sun will set over there, and it should rise over there somewhere. So I'd love to pitch tent here and get a nice sunrise in the morning and a sunset tonight, but we'll see.
He pitches his tent near one of the old structures, aiming to catch both the sunset and sunrise from a high vantage point. The wind is biting, and temperatures are expected to drop below freezing. Still, it's the solitude Gaz is after, until things begin to feel slightly off.
Mate, I knew something was going to go wrong. This sleep pad, it's just gone down. I've blown it up twice, and I've made sure that the valve is seated correctly. Now I don't know if Fendi's popped it by walking on it, but she hasn't popped any of my other ones. But I've had a bottle of wine and I've drove here, so I'm just gonna have to stick it out. Normally when this had happened I'd just chill out for a bit and then go home, but because I've had a bottle of wine I can't drive, so stuck here. I knew something was going to go wrong tonight. I knew it. But luckily I've got this foil blanket underneath, so I'm not cold yet. But it's going to get down to -1 tonight.
As night falls, the supposedly peaceful trip begins to shift. His sleeping pad deflates repeatedly, forcing him to rely on an emergency foil blanket to stay warm. Frustrated but grounded, he makes do, eating a simple meal and trying to settle in for the night. But just before bed, while out exploring the ruins in the pitch dark with Fendi, the mood turns tense.
Right, it's pitch black now. 10 o'clock at night. Let's go for a little wander, shall we? Oh, look at them little legs, man. You alright, dude? Come this way, pass this way. It breaks me heart, mate. Oh, look. One of these little village things. Let's see what's down here. Imagine living up here back in like the 1800s or whatever. No electricity, no running water, nothing. You just have to have a campfire, wouldn't you, with your mates, huddled up together to keep warm. Looks like somebody else has been up here having a bit of a fire, dragging pallets and stuff up. And if you don't know what a navvy is, or was, they were, I think it's short for navigational engineers, and they used to build all the railways and reservoirs and stuff, and they were real tough men, heavy drinkers, and I suppose you'd have to be out in these moorlands and that for months at a time, sometimes years, building these railways and reservoirs and stuff. I imagine there'd have been a fair few accidents, maybe even deaths up here.
While filming a segment about the old stone structures, something briefly catches his attention. A flicker of movement or sound near the ruins. There are no other campers nearby, and he's miles from the nearest road. Despite brushing it off as an animal, he can't shake the feeling that he's being watched.
Right, I'm gonna see if I can get my head down for a bit on this crappy mat. If anything happens, then I'll let you know. Hello? Hello? Fendi, shut up. Oh, you that duck then? Pretty sure he had some footsteps, but it's probably a bird, isn't it? No sheep about, I can't see any eyes anywhere. Oh, look how pretty it is. Alright, mate. Yeah, I can hear birds over there. Can hear them windmills, or should I say turbines, clunking about.
Back inside the tent, Fende becomes restless, scratching and shifting near the door. Then, unexpectedly, Gaz hears something just outside. Not wind, not a bird, something heavier. He peeks through the tent but sees nothing. No visible eyeshine, no sheep, just the sound of the wind turbines in the distance and his own breathing. The sound doesn't return, but the unease is still with him. Throughout the night, Gaz keeps waking, checking on Fendi and adjusting his collapsed sleeping pad. At one point, she stares intently at the side of the tent, but again, nothing appears. Whether it was wildlife or something else entirely, he never gets a clear answer. By morning, the landscape is quiet once more. The night wasn't terrifying, but it was uncomfortable, filled with a sense of unease that never fully explained itself. It wasn't the elements that unsettled Gaz. It wasn't his gear failing or the cold creeping in. It was the creeping thought that he might not have been alone out there after all. Outdoor Family is a Turkish YouTube channel known for its wholesome, peaceful camping adventures set against the backdrop of beautiful remote landscapes. With a focus on family bonding, slow living, and nature appreciation, the videos usually show serene environments, campfire cooking, and storytelling under the stars. But during one particular trip, their experience was anything but peaceful. Their peace was disturbed, and it was caused not by a storm, not by strangers, but by something silently circling their tent.
Çok güzel bir manzara.
Ne güzel olmuş ya.
Ya bulutlar harika.
Harikadır. Anne sen neredesin? Yukarı görüyor musun?
The family had chosen a quiet, forested area near the edge of a clearing to set up camp. With autumn in full swing, the air was cool, the skies were clear, and the leaves had begun to fall, blanketing the area in golden hues. The setting was nearly perfect. They pitched their tent, unpacked their gear, and spent the day gathering firewood, sipping tea, and enjoying the simplicity of life outdoors. But as the sun began to set and the forest darkened, they began to hear strange sounds echoing through the trees.
Ses geldi baba.
Ne?
Evet. Hayvan sesi ya. Ne bu ne? Çakal mı, kurt mu?
Bir şey gözüküyor mu?
Yok bir şey.
Ha?
Yok bir şey. Bu etraflar orada. Hayvan çok. Kurt var, çakal var, ayı var.
At first, it was nothing out of the ordinary. Twigs snapping, distant howls, the typical ambient noise of wildlife settling in for the night. But by the time the fire had burned down and the family started heading into the tent, the sounds grew closer. Low growls, heavy steps, and the unmistakable rustling of something circling the perimeter.
Evet. Başka? Duydun mu?
Ne?
Bir şey çadırı vurdu. Başka?
Bir bakayım.
Aşkım dikkat et.
Hı? Bir bakayım.
Evet dikkatli ol. Evet.
Efendim?
Neredesin?
Dur evde, geliyor. Hı.
Neydi?
Bilmiyorum. Bir şey görme. Hayvan mı? Bu etrafta. Hadi canım hadi. Hadi gidelim. Şey.
Inside the tent, the dog grew restless. At one point, something struck the fabric of the tent from the outside. There were no other campers nearby, and no one in the group had wandered off. Carefully, the father stepped outside with a flashlight, sweeping the beam across the clearing. Nothing appeared in sight, but the unease didn't lift. The night continued, filled with tension and fragmented sleep.
Ne oldu? Bir şey mi buldun? Her yer çamur ya.
Baba bu neyse?
Bu mu? Bu kurt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bak.
Çok güzel.
Çok büyük ya. Görüyor musun? Bayağı da büyük. Dün gecedeki kurt olabilir. Burada her ne izi istersen var ya bak. Domuz. İnek. Kurt. Ayı da olabilir.
Bak.
O da var.
Başka? Bir şey yakaladı mı?
Bilmiyorum, bir bakayım. Bir saniye. Kurt gibi bir şey. Kurt.
Gerçekten?
Evet. 20 çekim yapmış. Çadır etrafında dolaşıyor.
Belliydi zaten.
Evet. Kurt.
Sesi geliyordu.
Dün gece bayağı dolaştı bizim etrafımızda. Gözükmüyor burada. Neyse, iyiymiş.
In the morning, the family stepped out into the clearing only to find tracks, clear paw prints in the mud surrounding their tent. They were large and too distinct to be mistaken for a stray dog. Upon review of the trail camera footage set up the night before, the answer became clear. A gray wolf had spent a significant part of the night circling their tent. The footage showed the animal quietly moving just yards from where the family was sleeping. It didn't growl, charge, or attack, but it watched, it lingered, and it came back more than once. At one point, it walked directly past the camera lens, eyes briefly catching the infrared glow before vanishing into the woods again. In daylight, the discovery shifted the entire tone of the trip. While the forest felt safe and welcoming under the sun, it was clear that the surrounding wilderness held life far wilder than expected. More tracks were discovered further out. Wild boar, cows, even signs of what could have been a bear. This wasn't just a peaceful woodland, it was active territory, and during the night, they weren't the only ones watching the fire flicker from the trees. The encounter didn't end in confrontation. The wolf never breached the tent, no one was hurt, but it left behind something that can't be easily shaken. The realization that in the wild, humans are guests, and sometimes the residents of the land choose to observe from just beyond the edge of the light. What did you make of this footage? Let me know your thoughts. Posted to YouTube on January 26, 2023, this video from the channel 401 Files follows a solo winter wild camp in Dalby Forest, a location in North Yorkshire that's infamous for its ties to unexplained phenomena, everything from UFOs and strange lights to cryptid sightings, and even rumored cases of human and animal mutilation. The host, known for his thoughtful, investigative approach to fringe topics, chose this specific forest not just for the challenge of winter camping, but because of the long, strange history tied to this eerie stretch of wilderness.
I've brought you back today to a place that we have explored before. This was last year, and it's a place that has dogman sightings, creepy stories and evidence, cases of human mutilation, animal mutilation, UFOs and extraterrestrials, and everything in between. This is Dalby Forest, a large forested area situated on the east coast of Britain, and we're going to spend the night here tonight and explore.
From the start, the conditions were punishing. The temperature had dropped to sub-zero levels, and the cold was so intense that even handling camera gear was a challenge. Still, he pressed on, drawn to the location's unsettling past, and the mysterious energy that seems to hang over places like it, isolated, vast, and oddly beautiful. With snow on the ground and the forest silent, the atmosphere was haunting in the most subtle way. He was alone, save for his dog Lily, and even that familiar company didn't take the edge off.
Hi guys, I'm not sure how well you can all hear me. I've just come into the woods, sat down, dropped my bag and got my little lantern set up at the side of me. It's absolutely freezing, and the forecast did predict that the temperature would be dropping significantly as the night progresses, but my god, it's extremely cold. I've not even checked how cold it is on my phone right now. I'm trying to preserve the battery as best I can so I can get the filming done and you know, use this as an emergency point of call if I need to. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't, but yeah, it is extremely cold. I'm gonna get a hot drink on right now because I need to get something warm inside me as this temperature begins to drop and drop even further. So Lily's got her collar on, her illuminated collar, just for anyone that's interested. The colours tonight is green. Last time we had red, tonight it's green. So if you do see any green lights running through the trees behind me, it's likely to be Lily. Yeah, so far so good. The night came in pretty quick, and I've been stressed, I won't lie, you know, trying to get the tap set up and things with my hands being so cold. I've been really stressed trying to get the ridge line up and peg that thing down because it is quite windy. Hopefully it's not showing too much on the video. I've had to crouch down behind a tree right now just so you guys can hear me. All the recordings before this was just far too windy. You could hardly hear a thing I was saying. But yeah, I've struggled with the tarp. I've got that up now. And like I've said, I'm just going to get a hot drink on and talk to you guys through the night.
As night fell, things became more unsettling. He began hearing faint sounds in the darkness, unexplained shifting, the soft rustle of movement in the woods, subtle but unmistakable. The wind, already biting, amplified the unease as his tarp snapped and creaked above him. He was used to wild camping, but even he admitted the location had a strange stillness to it. Not long after, distant lights began to appear along the horizon, small orbs that moved, flickered, then disappeared. They weren't stars, they weren't aircraft, and they weren't consistent.
There's some lights over there in the distance. I'm not sure what that is. My initial thought, that's Lily, obviously the green one, and she's really close to me, but those two white lights seem really far from the distance. My original thought just then was maybe a road, but they don't seem to be moving. And they're not constant, they keep going on and off, and one of them just got really bright, so I have no idea what that is. Try and zoom in. Seems like there's three now as well, like there's a middle one turning up. No idea what that is. It's too far for me to go investigate, and it's definitely not stars. We're looking at ground level here, right across the horizon, but it seems too far from the distance for me to go over that way and investigate. And holding my hands out like this with the camera, I'm struggling because they're so cold. But yeah, I have no idea what that is at this point.
Too far to investigate and not strong enough to identify, they hovered just long enough to raise questions before vanishing behind the trees. The camera caught some of it, but the cold made it difficult to keep filming. Every movement became harder. Even just holding the phone drained his body heat. Throughout the night, the sense of isolation grew stronger. Surrounded by dense woods and unable to see more than a few feet past his light source, he was hyper-aware that anything or anyone could be watching. He talked openly about the forest's long reputation for bizarre occurrences, including cases once investigated by the late Tony Dodd, a respected former police officer turned ufologist. Dodd documented numerous reports of mutilated animals found in the forest, many arranged with surgical precision, as well as encounters with unusual figures and unknown craft. Whether folklore or fact, the weight of those stories lingered heavily in the dark.
I've said this before, but I'm really going to quickly just throw this in there once more, is that when I'm filming like this, the light on the phone is shining at me, and that's why I'm illuminated. Granted, I've got this little lantern in my hand right as well, this little thing here. But the downside to that is that behind the camera right now, I can't see anything. It's pitch black. And so technically something could be stood only a few meters away from me and I would have no idea. That's a terrifying thought.
What added to the tension wasn't any single terrifying moment, but the subtle accumulation of unease. Every time the camera was pointed toward his face, everything behind it was pitch black. He couldn't see what was in the woods. He could only hear it. And in places like Dalby, silence is rarely just silence.
I'm just looking up through the tree canopy right now and I can quite distinctly see the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades constellation. And whenever I'm out and it's a clear night, that is always the constellation that I tend to gravitate to, because in my opinion that's where they're coming from. You know, there will be many other constellations out there where life forms are leaving and returning day in, day out, no doubt about that. But the one that keeps cropping up, if we go off eyewitness testimonies and abduction claims, is the Pleiades constellation. You know, a lot of these people come back and report that these beings come from around that area. So I always look up at that and just think, that is where they are.
Late into the night, he noticed the constellation Pleiades above him, an arrangement of stars often tied to alien abduction lore and interstellar theories. It was a quiet moment of reflection, but also a reminder of just how much mystery still lingers in our skies. The thought of something out there, watching, made the darkness around him feel even deeper. Eventually, he fell asleep, but the strange lights remained unexplained. The sounds outside the tarp were never identified, and the questions raised by the forest's history were never answered. There were no easy conclusions, just the lingering realization that some places carry an energy too heavy to ignore. In Dalby Forest, even the air feels older, heavier, and more watchful, and sometimes it's not a ghost or cryptid or hostile stranger that makes you question your safety under the trees. Sometimes it's the overwhelming presence of the forest itself, vast, ancient, and deeply aware that you don't belong there. With this final encounter comes the end of another episode. You know what to do, but if you don't, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We always look to improve our video quality so you get the best videos possible. In about 3 seconds, there will be more disturbing videos on screen for you to watch. And with that, I'm out.